All right, sorry about that. Had a couple technical difficulties and then the green screen fell over. I'm back. Hello, everybody. Sorry about that. Can you hear me? Are we good? Or is everything okay audio-wise? All right. Got a little bit of Viking music on in the background. All right. Give me 2 seconds. Got to roll up my sleeves. Got to get a sip of coffee. It wouldn't be a modern day James live stream if I didn't fuck up all the audio. All right, great. So I'm stealing Ahmed's idea. Someone says draw, draw, draw. Yeah, I'm gonna draw. Give me 2 seconds. Holy shit. How am I doing? I'm doing great. I just drove 3,000 miles, maybe a little more, across the country. So, all right. So, background sound is too low. All right, let me turn it up. All right, 1 second. Let's get all of our audio situations going. All right, I think we're good. Happy birthday. It's not my birthday, but sure. Y'all got planes? We have planes, but when you have a car, you have to not leave it where it was, you know? All right, so what I'm going to do today, I have Sketchfab. It's a wonderful 3D model website. I have this silly looking dude. I'm going to rotate him a bunch, right? And we're going to draw him at different angles. Then after we do that, we're going to lift it up, do the same thing, and then lift it up even more. Part of this is a really good exercise, one for, you know, I always talk about breaking things down into three-dimensional forms, but to build your intuition, you kind of need to do it without forms underneath it. So this is a really great exercise for doing that. But whatchamacallit, I'm not gonna have space on the screen, so I'm gonna move it off the screen. Not sure if you guys want to work along with me, but if you want, just go on Sketchfab and you can do the same old thing. It's a great exercise. I've been doing it. It's a lot of fun. Wow, cool. Hate 3D. I'm not doing 3D. I'm sorry you have such a hatred for 3D. It's a really great thing. I think most artists use 3D stuff nowadays. And I'm not even drawing in 3D. Or not using 3D models. I'm just looking at them. Alright, so let's go. Starting in profile view. Yo, what's up, Sendin? Meet me in the parking lot if you don't appreciate 3D. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with 3D. It's not like we're doing 3D modeling, we're just using them for reference. But anyway, I'm super happy to be live streaming. It's been a long time. There you go, that's a good job, Khalil. So this guy's got kind of a weird expression on it, but I'm trying to do a couple with expressions and stuff. This one's particularly strange because it's not really like an organic facial expression. He's like showing his teeth. It's super weird. But that's okay. Oops. Of course, he's got to be bearded because that's what I do on this channel. I myself am reverting back to bearded state. Hey, what brush is that? I don't know. It's just a round brush. So I do know. Why am I lying? Let's get rid of that line. I thought this was a draw along. You can draw along, but is the goal to increase your grasp of perspective or to accurately draw from... the point is to develop an intuition, right? So you're just trying to... Like, you're still using all the knowledge you've gained from perspective, but you kind of just want to stop thinking about it after a while, right? You want it to just sort of happen naturally. And the only way to do that is develop a knowledge of how the shapes appear. Oops, 1 second. You want to know how those shapes appear just instinctively. I did this exercise yesterday. It was coming out much better. A little rusty, sorry. Oops. Maybe we'll... Is it large enough on the screen for everybody? So one of the things people always ask is, you know, you do those blockouts and things. How do you transition from that? Well, this is kind of the type of exercise that you would do, because you need to, in order to get your drawings to look more organic, you have to stop blocking things out. And it's not like you can't do loose underdrawings. And I'll do that, a loose underdrawing for the next one, I think. So now here I'm going to take this, rotate it a little bit. You know, and one of the things that I'm trying to pay attention to is how these shapes change as they turn, right? As I turn this, I'm starting to see that second eye on the far side, but the silhouette's still dictated by the nose. Maybe I'll leave it off to the side here so we can do that. I don't really like that first face, so sorry about that. Yeah, I'll leave it on the screen so that way you guys can draw along with it. Does that show up? Actually, let me just get this oriented properly. Get over there. Someone says hello. I say hello. How you doing? Anyone know the benefits of gesture drawing? There's a lot of benefits to it. I think it seems like it doesn't benefit at first because it's different. Like you're looking for different things than like a finished clean drawing. You know? For me, I'm like trying to figure out what are the angles of the joints and stuff. And there's this sort of like indescribable quality of energy, and trying to demonstrate that in the work. Love your channel. Oh, thanks, man. I see you're not using any guidelines here. There is a reason. The reason is to try to develop my knowledge of shapes. And I typically try to draw without guidelines. I'll use guidelines if I'm doing exercises and stuff. But the goal is to move away from those. The reason being is I think it just, if you use a lot of guidelines, it really stiffens up the line work. Whereas if you don't have any underdrawings, it's a lot easier to get more organic shapes with your lines. But again, that's like, it's such a big transition to do that, you know? It's like when you're a kid and you're learning to ride a bike, you don't just immediately remove your training wheels. And even this, I'm using the training wheels of having reference with me to help me work along. And for me, this exercise is the same that Ahmed's doing, basically, where you're trying to just develop a knowledge of these different shapes. And, you just get better at doing them by doing it over and over again. My first one was a little bit bullshit, so I'm gonna get rid of that. That sucked. I don't want to say it sucked because it just wasn't my favorite. I don't think it was the best I could have done. At what age did I start drawing? I don't really know. I think I've been drawing I drew most of my life, but I didn't really start pursuing it until 23, I think. But that was, I was doing it a little more seriously at that point. But I had been drawing. Actually, I'm back in New York now, so I can find some old drawings from a bit ago that I can share. Not today, because I have to go through the whole archive of them. I don't like those marks. So things that I'm trying to pay attention to when I'm not using guidelines here is like what types of shapes are being created. How do I want to go about my mark making? Mark making is such an important part of illustration, so I'm thinking, how am I going to indicate the mustache, the beard? How am I going to indicate cast shadows? All that sort of stuff. All that stuff that factors into style. So that's going in there, as well as trying to develop a bit of understanding of how these shapes just appear at various angles. And sorry if I'm not reading the comments, it's a little bit difficult. Yeah, Matthias is going to be a guest on the stream. I told him I wanted to, I'm sure you're in the chat right now, but I wanted to wait till I got back to New York just because I wanted to get as many live interviews in as possible. And I don't know where our buddy Tom Fox is. He hasn't responded to me. Is it me or the ears too big on the... Wait. Yeah, that'll be good. You're welcome on whenever you want to come on, as far as I'm concerned. And good news, I went apartment searching yesterday, found a new place, signing the lease today, so excited about that. It's going to be awesome. Not going to tell you where it is because can't dox myself on the internet. Oh, I really fucked up his neck, didn't I? The angle in which you drew the head is almost like we were looking down at it a bit. It's not for a reason. I think I just fucked up. The reason is I'm a piece of shit. I'm going to do this one a little more pencil-y, so I'm going to sort of lightly gesture in. I've been like studying the way different artists go about different things, and you know, Ian McKeag will do these looser, a little bit looser. I'm trying to like blend all the people that I like artistically. I think that's a good strategy, right? You always want to, in order to come up with your style or whatever, you want to try to blend all the artists that you like. That's a little not the type of marks I wanted to make. And this far side, so I'm pretending I'm working in pencil, so I don't mind erasing a little bit. Again, always trying to keep it somewhat similar to how I'm doing traditional. I don't know if that's just me being crazy. That ear's too high also. Fuck. I'm just fucking up. You sent me an email. I still didn't get the refund. I'll get the refund. The issue, I'm sorry that the refund is taking a little bit. It's kind of frustrating because Indiegogo doesn't have an automatic refund function, so I have to go in and automatically, or I have to manually PayPal everybody, and I've really created a problem for myself. So I'm manually doing it, and then PayPal's like, dude, your account got hacked. So it keeps like stopping me at the end of the day. So I've gotten through a lot of the hardcover and softcover ones because they paid more, so I wanted to just get those back first. I fucked this up. I'm gonna redo it. So yeah, I'm working on it. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt. And then I'm going to continue working on the book. I just want to not have everybody's money because it's a surprising amount of stress. Yeah, sorry, it's been a really like ridiculous amount of work lately between moving, I got the mentorship thing starting up, Gumroads and videos. I'm just like so fucking stressed. So I really do apologize. I'm not trying to be a dick. And also, you know, if I do miss something, I'm trying to be as organized about it as possible. But if you really need the money, make sure just like send me another email and harass me about it. Again, I'm really sorry, and I'm not trying to fuck anybody up. It's not my goal. Genuinely thought I would have more time, but then Brainstorm started, and I was like, oh, I have no time. And like I said, it's not fair for me to hold on to that money, so lesson learned, don't start a Kickstarter unless you have everything finished. I fucked up that. I felt like I was doing such a better job of this last night. Why not use crosshairs? I don't know what you mean. Someone wrote Evan Amundsen. Is that what my style looks like? I can't help it. I'm gonna try to stop being knockoff brand Evan Amundsen. It's not intentional. Or maybe it was, I don't know. I think I was so influenced by him from the beginning. Yeah, is there a point you need to not call yourself an OG James? Well, thanks. Yeah, I'm trying. Trying to figure out what the stuff. I don't know. In my defense, Evan Amundsen still calls himself knockoff Claire Wendling, so maybe it's just a never-ending cycle. Oops. Shit. Oh yeah, definitely everybody rips. Yeah, he does call himself he said, or I heard in one of his interviews he talks about stealing everything from Claire Wendling, which he doesn't, but I think it's just natural to feel that way. I think for you, when you're sketching or when I was writing music, you know exactly where your influences are coming from, or for me with music, like, you know what certain parts and like even actual parts in songs, you're like, oh, I got that from another band, or you knew exactly where it came from. I'm not really pleased with that. Let's see, should I do the more default face? Yeah, let's do that. I mostly just use the heavy lines on the cast shadows. I think I need some, Evan did actually acknowledge the videos. He sent me a message. We spoke a little bit. Which was very nice. He liked it, so that was really cool. I think we need a little bit of Meshuggah to make this happen. All right. Gonna do one of him looking. I mean, I will. I'm gonna try to keep it somewhat organized, even though I just started over. But not used to drawing on stream. I've been drawing without people watching me for a bit. I gotta get back into it. Check out Painted in Exile. That was my band. Did that for about 10 years. You can see it. There's plenty of videos on YouTube if you want to watch. The book is not canceled. I canceled the Indiegogo because it's going to take me a while to finish it. So I don't want to hold on to anybody's money anymore. I'll still finish writing it. It'd be a shame to waste all the time that I put into it. I can't justify holding on to people's money for longer than I need to. And I don't know, feels shitty. Especially since I need to do it at my, I have to do it at my own pace. There's no way I can push it with brainstorm and everything, so. How important is it to do a perfect copy? I don't think it's that important. I don't think my drawings are a perfect copy anyway. Yeah, I hope you understand that, like, about the book thing. You know, it's kind of... I really thought I was going to have more time. And, like I said, it's so tough to have that money sitting there and just, like, feeling like the stress of letting people down. So I just don't want to have that. Yeah, anyway, I'm sorry if it's taking a little bit to get that back. The refunds. I have issued out a bunch of them. Should I keep my old horrible drawings from middle school? I have a terrible habit of throwing everything out. I think it's probably good actually to keep it, because then you can kind of reflect, and whenever you're feeling like you're shit, you can just go, oh wait, look how much better I got. So yeah, I'd say keep them. Yeah. Exercises to improve perspective. I'd say I have a lot of them on the videos. The dynamic sketching Gumroad is most of the ones. If you have How to Draw by Scott Robertson, try to work through that book. I think if you can do everything in that book, you know, maybe not drawing vehicles as well as him, because he's got a lot of experience and a very built-up visual library, but if you can get through most of like the perspective things in that book, I think you'll be pretty well off. I don't like that shape very much. I do just headbang sometimes. I didn't do it on purpose. It's just such a good part. That last part of that song is so good. Let me lower that ear a little bit. And now we have the ultimate Meshuggah. I don't want to overdo it on the mustache, but it is a pretty dark value. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do that. I don't like to over render it, but fuck. Who's a better artist, Cynics or Psychra? I think they're both really good. I personally prefer Cynics' taste, but that's mostly because I'm pretty, just not super into anime, and I feel like Psychra does a lot of anime stuff, but I'm also biased because I like Cynics, and I have not met Psychra. That silhouette needs to change there. Maybe if Psychra comes on the podcast, my opinions will change. That being said, I haven't really reached out to him, so it's my fault. What style is amazing? I don't know. How could you draw without a rough sketch? It's a lot of practice of doing it. You know, all the ideas of the rough sketch are under there. Like in my, I'm thinking about them in my head. This band's so good. They are the ultimate metal band. Yeah. Gonna be a little bit more selective about the lines next time. Something that I was pointing out in my lessons yesterday is pay attention to the cheekbones, right? When you're looking in sort of a front view, the brow to cheek goes out like this and then down. Out and then down. But then as it turns into a 3/4 view, you start to get this shape, this triangle. So just want to be aware of that. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to think of as I'm doing this, is seeing how these negative shapes develop as I turn the head. Zoom out just a little bit. For me, that's a really big thing. And again, I think doing direct practice really comes after you've done a lot of, well, just direct drawing in general, but you got to understand your perspective and be comfortable with just mark making in general. What happened to the Proco live stream? I actually took it down, but I'm not gonna talk about it. And you see here now, you're starting to see that triangle shape, negative shape develop. And right here you see this, there's the space from the brow, and then there's the eyelid underneath that. Is it okay to copy from other artists if you're new to drawing? Definitely. I really advocate for doing that, actually. I think that's something that a lot of people are ashamed to do, but I wouldn't necessarily post it or whatever, or like don't claim it's your own, but definitely do that type of exercise. I think it's great. I used to do that with a lot of artists, and I would copy their exact mark making, and I really think that's helpful. So I'm all for it. like I said, just don't be disingenuous or show somebody me like, look at what I came up with, because it's like that was the thought process of somebody else. Eventually you'll start to blend it into your own style, so you won't even have to, you know, you won't even have to do that anymore. But I really think it's a great exercise. Always claim it's your own and then never tag the original artist. Yeah, okay. Never mind. You could do that. You'll upset people, but... Oh, fuck. 1 second. All right. Sorry. Realtor issues. Don't they know I'm live streaming right now? Oh, well, it's 'cause it's whatchamacallit. It's the video is unlisted, so it's still there. I just didn't think I did a particularly good job. I don't know. Just wasn't my favorite. It was cool to have the opportunity, obviously, but yeah, I mean, I've been debating. All right, well, thank you. I've been debating about what I should do with it. And I have a habit of taking videos down if I don't like them. Yeah, it is funny how self-conscious art people are. I am looking. Yeah, I am looking at reference, and I'm turning the reference over and over again. And then we're gonna do different camera heights. So Ahmed said 500 hands in a week. I think it's a little bit shorter to draw hands. So I'm gonna do 300 heads. If I have time, we'll do it on stream, but I might not, just because apartments and stuff. But I'll do the same exercise with different heads. I have been drawing more female characters lately. It's James modern day. Alright, now look what's starting to happen. In the reference, you can see that the nose is starting to break the silhouette. So that's something we want to keep in mind as we're doing it. Right, now we've turned the head. I'm going to move this over just a little bit so I don't have to draw so far. What do I think of Bridgman's Complete Guide to Drawing from Life? I think it's great. It's my favorite book. I'm not even kidding. It's one of my favorites. I discovered it super late too. I don't know why it took me so long. But I love it. Actually, I want to redo that eyebrow, sorry. What do I think about Mark Criley's art? I have no idea who he is. That's what I think. That eye is bigger. I actually made the eye too small, which is never a problem people have. Including myself, I'm surprised at making the eyes too small. Fuck. Why am I having trouble now? What am I typing in to get those reference models? I think it's head scan I typed in. Just go to Sketchfab, type in head scan, or use Anatomy 360. Really, really great resources. That forehead shape is a little too, not round enough. So here I'm going to fix this silhouette, right? It should be more... just smooth, just a smooth edge. I gotta try to loosen up a little bit though. When I draw traditionally, I've been drawing in colored pencil, and that's been pretty helpful for being loose. There we go. I think the chat may be frozen. No, I don't think the chat is frozen on my end. I think I'm just not reading it, sorry. Unless you're talking about the program. Oh yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Let me fix it. I don't know. Why did I change to Photoshop? I think I was having issues with Sketchbook. Oh, I'll tell you why. I was always having trouble with getting a brush that just felt like the pencil tool, but I changed the settings on it and got something that has a little bit more pressure sensitivity. I mean, it's not really that hard. I just fucked it up and I didn't spend the time to make a brush that felt comfortable. It's literally just pressure sensitivity though, and a round brush. And then I liked the Photoshop has better selection tools and stuff, so I don't think it makes that much of a difference. I honestly go back and forth depending on which one I have files open on or something. And then Sketchbook kept crashing when I would use the tablet to pick out new colors, so I was like, well, I can't use this because I always use colors when I'm teaching. So it made it kind of impossible. Yeah, Mischief is really good. For some reason, I keep having problems on my computer with Mischief. I don't know why. All right, let's go to... We need to go to this. Yeah, I don't know why that chat's not updating. That's super weird. Can I draw thick thighs? Not today. I have a goal in mind, as you can see there. Yeah, now the silhouette is very dictated by the nose there. I'm gonna start a little bit looser. So if I'm drawing a little more of a pencil style, I'll start a little bit lighter, and then I'll like solidify up that line work, but I'm still not doing like constructions really. I'm just starting with lighter lines. There we go. So remember, like, even though we're really close to seeing in a profile view, wait a second, even though we're really close to seeing in a profile view, that you're still seeing the far side of the face there, just a sliver of it. I think this has got to be moved back a little bit. Yeah, that's got to be bigger. So when I'm drawing like this, which I guess is slightly different than the way I've drawn the other ones, this is how I would draw if I was sketching with pencil. I'm still trying to get that same sort of interesting line work to it, where it's like almost a line drawing, but whatchamacallit, add a little bit more values in there. And yes, this is a Meshuggah friendly stream. I think that needs to be fixed a little bit. So I think that's my issue. there is that this needs to be brought out a little bit more. Not that much. Let's redo that. Sorry. Now my computer is freaking out. Stop it. So I'll tell you what I fucked up here. I just want to see James get really thrashy, just go in for a headbang. There might be some new music, and well, I might be playing some music in the future, so there might be some live shows. Trying to work something out. If any of you are familiar with the Dillinger escape plan, well, I don't know if any of you are, but I have worn their shirts in many videos. I just got put in contact with their drummer. So let's hope that turns into something. Is death metal meditative for? Yeah. I mean, it's what I've been listening to forever. This one, that was the best. Did I ever have long hair? Yeah, it sucked. It looked so bad. So this is nearly profile view. I'm gonna skip profile after because I did it. Is this a Polyphia friendly stream? Yeah, their new album is sick. So yes. I've actually played them a couple times on the stream. Now look how close, since we're almost in that profile view, look how close those eyebrows are together. And now most of the silhouette is dictated by the nose. So let me get that shape correct. Yo, Andres, what's up? Mods, please remove Steven Zapata. Hey, Ahmed, what's up? I stole your idea. I hope that's okay. You said you wanted to do a couple hundred heads. So, nice idea. Yeah, I stole it from you. I was actually going to message you about it, but I didn't want to annoy you. That needs to be bigger. High postmodern day James. Postmodernism. Don't tell Jordan Peterson, he'll be upset. I love him though, he's so good. I don't know why people hate on him so much. But I guess it's all worked out for his benefit. Just let him know, guys, that he's got to come on the podcast. Could you imagine? Alright, we need... What do we need by Meshuggah? Let's go... Oh wait, we need New Millennium Cyanide Christ. Okay. There we go. Old school shit. Do you advise 3D character gridding? Is that gridding or grinding? But yeah, I do advise doing that to get it from imagination better. Is this Linkin Park? Yeah, it is. No, it's not. This is a real metal only stream, Ahmed. None of that Linkin Park bullshit. Kind of want to go a little bit quicker through these, so I'm going to do, maybe I'll do a little bit more brush pen technique. So less rendering, more just, I'm kind of half-assing the rendering anyway, so. There you go. I'm glad the music has woken you up. See, I did you a favor. You were going to sleep and not draw. Later, Ahmed. Good luck with the rest of your hands. Thanks for stopping by. This is not flat enough. I always find it this angle. It's easier to start with the ears. Alright, we need to go. It's the grass rocking to the music. I don't know what you're talking about. What do we need? Nothing. Oh, there we go. Something I also want you guys to pay attention to, not necessarily in my drawings, but just in drawing in general, is notice how everything wraps around. Don't just, you know, make sure that you don't have all those tangent lines and everything. It's got to wrap around that form. Alright, we'll do one more turn of this guy to where you don't even see the nose. I'm glad the stream got you into drawing again. Do you mean this particular stream got you drawing today, or like me live streaming has gotten you into drawing in general? Because in that case, that would be pretty awesome. I think we need to listen to some Dillinger. Oh no, all the green. Fuck. I think the lighting is changing. Here, wait. Let's get rid of it. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Nope, there it is. Nope. No. Now I don't have any color. I don't know how to fix it. That was spooky for a bit where I didn't have any color to me. Whoa. Oh my god. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's gonna be crazy. Yeah, he is a machine. Fuck. Keep fucking that up. That beginning reminded you of Glassjaw? Yeah. I don't know what the head count is up to now. I'm not doing 300 today. I think Ahmed set it to a week. So I'm going to try to do it in a week. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got a long ways to go. Yeah, it's whatever. Alright, let's lift up the camera. I'm gonna get rid of that weird expression. $12 heads an hour. That's not so great. Oh, hello, Vic. I'm gonna finish up in just a moment. How you doing? Okay. Yeah, I think I did more off stream, but if I don't get it done in a week, I'll still do the whole thing, but I'll draw ladies next. But I had to start with my tried and true bearded dudes. Just want to say, now notice how, if you look at the top eyelid, look how flat that shape is, right? You've gained 10 EXP points. Oh my god. I just blew you a kiss. What'd you say? No, no, I'm not blowing the stream people a kiss. I don't give a shit about them. You hear me. You heard me right, people. I'm kidding. I love you guys. Just not in that way. They said James so savage. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I don't want your love, I want your knowledge. I'm only teasing. If you guys didn't like what I do, I'd have no job. You always have to be appreciative of that. Plus, I actually, like, I don't know. We always have, with some exceptions, we've had really awesome stream days, and chat's usually really nice, so. I actually don't know Patrick Brown. If we could keep the chat to something like today, in general, I think it would be just a lovely place. Pete, I will say your name. Say my name, say my name. Say Pete, I love you. Dude, where do you get the 3D files? It's sketchfab.com. You don't even have to pay for it. Just go on Sketchfab and then go type in head scans. Then throw on your favorite Dillinger Escape Plan record. Shit. James, when do I get to be on the podcast? I already live in New York. If you want. Do you have anything to promote? I mean, you could just hop on. I don't really know you, but we could get to know each other. I do have to say the podcast will be changing formats somewhat. It'll be less interview focused, maybe a little less art focused, and more just sort of like fun. But we will have artists every once in a while. For things that are non-art related, it's all going to go on the podcast YouTube channel. So that'll just be like shenanigans, bullshit, board games, that sort of thing. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with the response to the podcast. I mean, granted, we had a lot of really, really awesome, insightful people in there, so makes sense. I don't take any credit for it being good. I do think, like, oh man, Seifel, so awesome. That green slime is really taking its time to attack. Yeah. This is why Dillinger's so good. They'll do the heaviest songs and then they'll have just laid back songs. Or not laid back, but just cleaner songs. Hey, thanks for hopping in there, Boss Arts. Yeah, Seifel's interview. I mean, I was sitting there. I was like, this is so awesome. It's really nice when you're interviewing somebody, and it's hard as an interviewer to, like, especially since I'm kind of new at it. It's hard to balance listening with, you know, being aware of how to direct the conversation. I can share some music playlists. Listen to. I'm mostly listening to the Dillinger Escape Plan. That's what we're listening to right now. And then it was Meshuggah earlier. But yeah, I will do that. I'll share it on my Discord. But yeah, with Seifel, it was like, as an interviewer, it's so hard to think of questions, and you have to try to find this balance of staying conversational while also directing the conversation. And like, by directing the conversation, I mean thinking of questions, and I usually improvise it. I don't really write questions down. That might be to my detriment. I don't really know. But I don't think it comes off organically if you really script it. And I noticed, like, everybody gives Ethan from H3 shit about, you know, being over scripted. And I've really tried to take that to heart. I don't think I would have over scripted anyway in the first place. But yeah, it's tough because you have to, like, it's so hard to listen and think about what you're going to say next. But if with the Seifel interview, it was like so easy. Yeah, I usually write backup. I mean, I have like a notepad of things that we could possibly talk about. But with Seifel, we had back-to-back interviews, so I didn't even plan for it. And I was kind of stressed out. And then it happened, and I was like, oh, that was just so good. I didn't have to worry about it at all. But yeah, it was just nice from an interviewer standpoint. He made my job like so freaking easy. All I had to do was just sit there and listen. I think I asked one question and we went for like a half hour. I was like, all right, this interview is going to be a piece of cake. All I did was just sit there and just enjoy what he had to say. I also just want to say, really, really happy to be back in New York. You know, I'm sure there's some people that are meant for LA or whatever, but it is not my place. I love New York so much. I'm so happy to be home. Happy to be in the cold weather. Enjoying the snow, enjoying precipitation. YouTube's how to ask interview questions, end up watching cat videos for 2 hours. Thanks, bro. I am not studying any books at the moment. If I am going to go back to any book, it's going to be Bridgman, though. Remember, it's equally valuable just to study from reference or from real life. I definitely made that mouth too low. Making him look a little Neanderthalish. Yeah, I'm so happy to be, like I said, back in New York. It's my favorite place. In New York City, you can't just like, you can just get around anywhere by subway. Oh, it's so beautiful. Do you know how many followers should I have to receive Wacom tablet for reviews? Well, I haven't received any Wacom tablets. I've only gotten Gauman and Huion tablets for review, and I have not reviewed them. They're probably very pissed that I did not review them. I didn't want to be their corporate shill. I don't know. I felt really weird about telling people what sort of tablets to buy, so I just never did their videos, but I got free tablets out of it, so I'm sure they'll never work with me ever again. Is it safe to use New York City subways during nighttime? As long as you are a man, unfortunately, that is the case. I really, I'm not trying to be like misogynistic or anything, but it's surprisingly, I think in general it's a lot scarier for women to get around. I don't know. It's horrible to say that. I wish that wasn't the case, but as a male, I don't feel unsafe going out at all in the city. I felt less safe in LA actually. They should have asked if you wanted to shill it before sending it to you. Yeah. Also, there's no contract, so I'm not responsible to do anything. People send YouTuber stuff all the time, and there is, unless you've signed a contract, I have no obligation to actually do that. And particularly with the Gauman, they were doing some shady shit anyway, so I really did not. I was planning on doing it because I really liked the product, but then I realized the Huion one was it was a blatant ripoff of the software. So I said to myself, self, there's no way you can make a video about a company that has blatantly ripped off software. I'm not going to promote fucking blatant plagiarism. Have you ever studied at an atelier before? No, I studied in my basement. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was wrong of me to do that, but I feel a lot more responsible to the fans and, than I do to fucking Huion or Gauman. Also, it looks... I had planned on doing them, but it just looks really shitty in my opinion. Of like, I see a lot of YouTubers doing reviews of tablets, and I don't really think that reflects well. One, I don't think it's a good video. It's kind of just like a it's kind of like a bullshit video that you're just getting ad revenue for. Then you're getting free shit out of it. It's just like, the whole thing is shady. So I said, no, not gonna do it. And yes, self-taught. Although I want to learn painting, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna self-teach myself. Gauman ripped off the software from Huion. I'm using their tablet now, and I really do like the Huion tablet. Just leaving yourself open to getting courted by Wacom. Good move. Yeah, there you go. I think for me, as I'm growing the channel and whatnot, when I first started, I felt zero sense of responsibility because I could just do whatever, right? It's like, you don't have any followers, doesn't matter what you put on the internet. And that's kind of why I started doing the skits anyway. I was just like, it's just YouTube, who cares? And I still try to keep that mindset a little bit, when I'm doing skits and whatnot. From my standpoint, I was like, YouTube is a platform for fucking cat videos and dumb things. So I try not to take it so seriously. I take it seriously in that I put a lot of work into it, but I don't think the medium itself demands like the highest level of professionalism, like I don't feel bad about including stupid skits in my videos and whatnot. But there's so much branding and stuff that goes along with a lot of YouTube videos, and it's not like I'm not pursuing contracts with brands and stuff, like trying to work out something with Dollar Shave Club and whatnot. And I think that's good because it keeps the channel going, but it's got to be something that I think is actually pretty good. Like Skillshare and Audible, even though Amazon's... I'm even debating not doing the Audible one. But like Skillshare I love. I used the website before I even set that up, so... Oh, a lot of, yeah, same companies under different names. Yeah, maybe Gowan and Huion are the same company. I have no idea. But it was so similar that my computer didn't recognize the difference between the two drivers. And then I opened up the driver and I was like, that's the same one. So I didn't like it. I didn't like what was happening. I just said I'm not doing the video. Now it's a place for depression and flexing and meme compilation. Yeah, that's true. I mean, Audible's a good service though. It's like getting people to experience books. So that's why I wanted it. But yeah, I think they do stand for, well, I wouldn't say unrivaled drawing. That's not true. There's many people who are better than me. Although I do appreciate that. Play Terraria for it. I will play Terraria. I love that game. Actually, you know what? Maybe we'll do it on a stream. I have me and my friends all play Terraria, and it is such a good game. We got really, really obsessed with that for a while. And a couple of my friends are going to be joining the podcast, so it'll be the same friends that I play Terraria with. It'll be Andrew, the sound guy. Clamps might be on a bit. Dr. Donut, if you guys have remember from really early back. If you guys don't know any of these characters, they're just people that showed up when I was doing live streams. We want Terraria gameplay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm really sad about... Yeah, audio, Andrew. I'm really sad about Terraria 2 getting cancelled. That was a great game. Well, Terraria 1 is a great game. I do get asked it a lot, but that's okay. I've been pursuing it seriously, I guess now for three years. I left school 3 years ago, but again, I've been drawing for a decent bit of my life. Although I personally think I was pretty shitty before I really committed to it. But you guys can be the judge of that. I'll show some work at some point this week. Anyone else thinks that Diablo Mobile's a joke? Yeah, I do. And like, not to jump on the hate wagon of Blizzard, but seriously, that is such garbage. It's almost at the point where I don't even know what they do as a company. Like, what are they spending time doing? They haven't made like a solid game since Diablo. Well, I guess Overwatch. Sorry, I shouldn't say that, but I think these companies, they just get so they get way too into the visual design, and they don't even think about like making just a good game. Make a new IP. You know, yeah, it's an expensive endeavor, but look at what it's done. Like, anytime you have new IPs, it's always, I mean, not always, but it can be such a boost to a company. And I think they're just in this like position where they have too much corporate influence, and it always happens that way, you know, where you get too much influence. And it, even I feel it like having this YouTube channel, right? If there's a lot of subscribers or stuff, you have to take into account so many different opinions that it slows the whole process down. Whereas like when I used to make videos, I could just get them done really fast. Ow, my eye hurts. Yeah, but it's like, I get Activision being a pain in the butt. I'm just wondering, like, what are you possibly developing? Diablo 3 came out, what, at this point, 7 years ago? Not 7 years ago, but it came out, maybe it is 7. I don't even know how many years it is, but like, I don't know. And the shit about World of Warcraft, and they were, okay, so 6 years ago. Actually, yeah, we're going on 7 years ago, 2012. The shit about Warcraft players not wanting it to go back to the way that it used to be, and they don't know what they're talking about. No, you're just a bunch of, you guys don't understand how games work. That's baffling to me. I mean, it's very obvious how it's shifted, right? Like, I used to be not a good StarCraft player, but I used to play StarCraft all the time. All the time. I still play, actually. I played on the road trip a lot. It is a very skill-intensive game, and it's for people that genuinely care about video games. And I get it now. It's become more consumer-based, and they're trying to open up to the general public, but you know, still they got, like, I don't know. You should have some sort of emphasis on what gamers want. You know, I always thought that Warcraft, specifically Warcraft 3 and StarCraft, were like, that was your skill-based game. Diablo actually was very skill-based if you played competitively. I have a friend who played Diablo 2 competitively. But it was, I always thought Diablo was a little bit more of a fun experience, but still challenging enough. I thought Diablo 3 was a little too easy, so me and my friends, we would always set it to really difficult mode, and we'd play Torment, or not Torment, we'd play Hardcore, so that if you died, you were done forever, and you had to make a whole new character. Because otherwise, it's a little bit, it was just too easy. If you don't like microtransactions, don't buy them. I don't know if you're referring to the new South Park episode, but that was a great episode. You're easy. There's a lot of really good old games, yeah. I just think now that they've become more mainstream, it happens with anything that gets massively popular. You have to lower the skill level so it's more easily accessible for everybody. It's like, what the fuck? For me, I mean, I don't know. There's some people that want to play just and go through the storyline. I thought Red Dead was a really good game for that, because you could make it harder by getting rid of auto aim and doing all that, but it was still such a beautiful story, and it was so much fun to play. Character development was great. So I thought that was a beautiful medium, or middle ground, where it was not always the most challenging, but challenging enough. And then, like, I took off auto aim, and then it just became really challenging. So I was like, all right, this is perfect. I don't like that. I don't know. Yo, Rudel. I was frustrated with all the remasters, but then I was like, no, I don't have to hunt down the old console. Yeah, that's true. Like, I'm not upset with remastered games, honestly. Like, you know, I really do like the StarCraft Brood War remaster. I thought that was cool. I like that they're doing the Warcraft 3 remaster, but, like, you can only imagine, you know, how are you allocating your funds? Like, a company like Blizzard, they're just fucking pumping it all into remasters. You know, you have to have all those artists making skins. Maybe not so much concept art, but you're still... You have so many production artists just like remastering shit, and none of that is going towards none of that is going towards new IPs, and it's just sad. I don't know. But yeah, Brood War Remastered is pretty awesome. I will also say there is something nice about playing just the original, though. You know, it's like, it doesn't need to be fixed necessarily. You know, it's like watching an old movie. You know, it's a mark of a different time and a different way of going about things. So why try to rewrite the past? I don't know. Like, it's okay that you did games differently back then. And I also think it's fine to make games that are easy, but make a game so that you can add variety into the skill level. Like, StarCraft is a perfect example. You can play that on easy mode, you can play it on hard mode, and there's pretty much an infinite range of skills that can play that game. Yeah, it probably has a little bit higher barrier to entry than most games, I will say. But most RTSs are like that. But I don't think anybody makes RTSs anymore, which is so sad. Because, I don't know, I think it's the best genre, if I'm being honest. To me, there is nothing more satisfying than an RTS game. Or you can go competitive and suffer. Yeah, Andres, you were like, were you Grandmaster, did you say? I definitely want to make one. It is difficult to to make entire video games, but I have large aspirations for how I want to do it. I think I'm going to start with a board game, though. I was just talking about it with my friends about... I have one friend that's really good at game design, and we were talking about trying to recreate an RTS experience, but with board games. And you can do that, right? You can do that, and it'd be a little bit easier for me because I just have to do illustrations versus, you know, getting 3D modelers, getting all that shit. But we could make a board game with like 5 people. And to be honest, I play more board games than I play video games, so really want to get that going. I'm gonna try to work on that this year, but part of that is going to require me to work on my painting, so I'm going to do a little bit more painting. Still want to work on animation. So, I don't know, I have a couple of long-term goals that I want to do. I guess everybody is just trying to do the next big thing. Yeah, maybe you're right. Isn't Lost Soul Aside made by one guy? Yeah, it's possible. I mean, again, it's possible to do that sort of thing even with one person. I don't trust my ability of game design over some other people that I know. I have a friend that's just particularly great at it. I can make a prototype. I have made, we made prototypes with various board game pieces, but I don't have any of the illustrations, so. Alright, anyway, I think we're going on 2 hours. I'm going to call it quits. I'll update you on when we're going to do another one of these sessions. Probably sometime this week. Yeah, we got a lot of heads done. So many head drawings. It's not 300, but we tried. That front view is a little off. Try to make that a little more symmetrical. Anyway, thanks you guys. Thanks so much. Battle for Middle Earth was really good. Sorry, I can't speak right now. Yeah, thanks guys so much. I'll talk to you all soon. I don't know how many did, and I don't really feel like counting. You guys can count. I will talk to you all soon. I'm going to go get a haircut because my head is looking like a mess. Nice portrait of Jordan Peterson. Yeah, basically. Alright guys, I'll talk to you all later. Thanks so much for coming out. Peace out, everybody.